You are welcome to AutoCAD training from BSGP Technologies. I am Engineer Peter Ajewole. We're going to start with introduction to AutoCAD. I'm going to give you an introduction, and I will encourage you to pay serious attention to this introduction. Many students believe that AutoCAD is very difficult because of some basic things that they fail to understand, and that is where I'm here as an expert and an experienced AutoCAD user to show you the way and to teach you how to get the best out of this training. First of all, let me welcome you to the world of CAD. You know, there are many CAD softwares out there. We have Autodesk Inventor, we have Maya, we have Revit, we have 3D Max, and so on. And each of them have their specific use. For example, Maya is for character modeling, Revit is for architectural drawing majorly, Autodesk Inventor is for machine drawing, SolidWorks is for machine design too. The same thing with Pro Engineer. All these CAD software have their usefulness in their own capacities. But why AutoCAD? AutoCAD is the basis or the fundamental CAD for all of them. What do I mean? Each of those software mentioned are built, and each of them is built on AutoCAD. So this means if you're able to understand AutoCAD, then every other CAD software becomes walkover for you. So in this course, I'm going to show you how to use AutoCAD. And this course is designed in a way that it can work with any version. But I would recommend that you don't install any version below version 20 or 2010. So if you want to use any version, let it start from version 2010 and above. And more importantly, version 2015 and above. I'm going to use version 2018 in this training. So if you are using version 2020, 2021, 2022, or even any other version in the future, this training will work for them. But let's start at the beginning. There are some things you need to know, or else the rest of the training will not make sense. Before we go into the fundamentals of AutoCAD, let's first of all look at the installation. Now I'm going to launch the AutoCAD that I have here. I have version 2018. So I'm going to explain this interface. In your own case, you may come across the start page like this. We call this page start page. And here you can open file, existing file. You can get template from Autodesk website. And I believe you know that it is Autodesk company that produces AutoCAD. And in that company, they have over 100 CAD software. They even have a university. They call it Autodesk University at Las Vegas, now in US. Now, AutoCAD is just one of their products. They are the ones that produce Autodesk Inventor. They produce Maya. They produce 3D Max. They produce AutoCAD itself, AutoSketch, and so on. But let's start from understanding this interface. It's very, very important. Now, if you just install your AutoCAD software, you will see this one on top. We call it our title bar. That one bears, this particular one, look at my mouse, bears the name of the software and the version. We have version 2018 here. Immediately to the left, we have what we call quick access bar. This is very common to other programs like this program I'm using, for presentation. This is Microsoft PowerPoint. You can see that from here we have the same title bar, we have a quick access bar similar to AutoCAD where we have new icon, open icon. You can increase the icon by clicking this more button, this button with a short bar, we call it more button. So you can show menu bar. I think I've just hidden menu bar so you can unhide it, and you can show ribbon and unhide ribbon. Apart from that, we have the application button here. This letter A, we call it application button. When you click on it, it still gives you access to some functionality, but you wouldn't be able to see most of the functionality on it until you start a new drawing. Let me show you. How do you start a new drawing? You start by coming to application button, you click on new, or you click on this shortcut in the quick access bar. I call this one quick access bar. In the quick access bar we have some other buttons here. So let's click on new. When you start a new drawing in AutoCAD, you'll be presented with template. I will talk about template later, but by default it's going to give you AutoCAD template, that is AutoCAD template. The regular AutoCAD either for 2D or 3D, it works for both. Next below it we have AutoCAD 3D, but let's start with this. You don't need to do anything, just press enter on your keyboard, that's all. Then you have this screen. Okay, mine is still loading. It depends on the speed of your system. Then you're going to have graph-like an interface, a graph-like interface, an interface that looks like graph sheet. So you can see that the screen has changed, and yet we still have our title bar, we still have our quick access bar, but with more buttons now. So we have new, open, save button, save as. Maybe you have an existing drawing, you want to save it as in another name. We are well familiar with this in some other office program. Then we have plot. In AutoCAD, print function is called plot. If you look at PowerPoint, it's called a print. When you come here, it's print. So you can have a print, preview, and print. Okay, but in AutoCAD, it's called plot. Now we can have more button. In the more button, you see we have more functionalities. You can have layer there. I would like you to put that, so you can remove it. You can have some other, like plot preview. You can have it there, and so on. And also you can see that I have more menu here because I created a new drawing. So in the application, on the application button, when you click on it, you can have almost the same functionalities that we have under the quick access bar. So that is that. Let's go ahead and move down. But before moving down, we have the communication bar here, where you can link with Autodesk 360. That is the mobile version of AutoCAD. So in case you have that version on your Android or iPhone, you can continue your drawing. The drawing you start on your laptop can be continued on your Android phone. So you have to sign in here before you can do that. So immediately you sign in, as you are making your drawing will be synchronized to the online server in such a way that when you open Autodesk 360 on your mobile phone, there you can continue your drawing either in the plane or in the ship or on the vehicle, anywhere you are in any part of the world. So that is the advantage of this one. Then we also have search bar. We have search bar. This is communication bar. This is search bar. So that is that. Let's come under this. Let me check my time. Okay. Now here we have the what we call the ribbons and the menu tabs. I combine them together because when you click on a menu tab, it opens ribbons for you, and the ribbons are divided into panels. Now look at my mouse. Now I'm moving across the ribbons. You see that? Okay, and the ribbon I have here is home ribbon. All the ribbon here is associated with home tab. So when I click on insert menu tab, it's going to open the ribbons associated with insert. When I click on annotate, the ribbon will change. Parametric is going to change. View is going to change. Manage, output, add-in, A360. There are some tabs you may not see depending on the version you are using. If you are using 2010, for example, you will not see A360 or Express Tools. But we are using 2013 and above, okay, you are going to see at least something similar. And let me tell you here that the versions are not too different from each other. Every year Autodesk add little things, so that is why the versions will continue to work with each other. So we have Express Tools there and feature apps. Now let's come back to home. Now when I click on home tab, I have the ribbons associated with this home tab, and the ribbons are divided into panel. I have draw panel, modify panel, annotation panel, layers panel, blocks panel, properties panel, group panel, utility panel. Now my screen cannot accommodate, that's why it is collapsed here. These are the tools under this utilities panel, clipboard panel, and view panel. Now most of the time you are going to spend 80% of your time under home, insert, and annotate panel. But to be specific, you are going to spend 80% of the time under home tab, and the ribbons connected with your home tab. The remaining 20% of the time you may want to insert drawings, annotate your drawing. You may want to work with parametric modeling. You may want to change view. You may want to import and export drawing. You may want to do plotting and some other works. But 80% of your time will be spent here. So you now understand what I mean by tab. I mean ribbons. And the ribbons are divided into panel, like I said. And when you click on each of these tabs, it opens the associated ribbons. Okay, let's come down. Here you still have the start page here. Then you have drawing 1. If I create another drawing, let me create a new drawing and press enter. I'm going to have drawing 2. So this is the drawing tab. So I can toggle in between drawings. So I can be working with as many drawings as possible. I don't think we have this in 2013 version and below. So that is the advantage of this higher version. Then we still have our start page. We have drawing 1, drawing 2. Then this large area is the drawing area. Then we have the view cube here. This is view cube. Okay, I will talk about this. Then we have the navigation bar. Then we have something that is floating, and you move it by clicking on this tool header. I call it tool header. There are some little dots here before the X button. Use the X button to close it, but I wouldn't like you to close this bar because we call it command interface, the command toolbar. So it's very important. So you're going to use the tool holder. This tool holder, this place, look at my mouse. Just press your mouse down, drag it, bring it down. When you bring it down, it's going to turn bigger. Drop it, and it's going to be there permanently. So that is a command bar, and it's very important. I will talk more about it later. So let me come back to the drawing area. Okay, in the drawing area we have something that looks like a graph sheet, and we can change it. Normally I prefer white background, so let's quickly do that before I stop this video. let's change the background color of this drawing area. How do I do that? I will go to view. Okay, I will come to the interface panel under view ribbons. This is the view ribbon. View ribbon has viewport tool panel, model viewport panel, palette panel, and interface panel. Under interface panel, there is a small button, small arrow here for options. So click on it. Okay, it's taking some time. Okay, now that you have the option dialog box, we call this one option dialog box. A lot of things are going on here. We are going to be visiting this option dialog box from time to time, but don't worry. What we are going to do for now is to make sure you open the display tab. We have other tabs. That's what I'm clicking, but I need display tab, and it's opened by default. You could have noticed that. Okay, under that we have some panels. We have about 6 panels: window element panel, layout element panel, display resolution panel, follow my mouse, crosshair size panel, and some more buttons there. Now let's come to window element panel. Under color scheme, change this one to light. Let's first change that. Well, this is a matter of preference. You may decide to leave your background the way it is, but I think I prefer what I'm doing. Okay, then still under window element panel, come to colors. This color button, click on color buttons. You are going to have drawing window colors dialog box again on top of the previous one. Okay, here leave them the way they are. The only thing is come to color. You still come to color, change it to white. Then after changing it to white, apply and close. Then apply and say OK. Well, you may not like this, but I prefer it this way. So let me come back to home. You see, I have my buttons, I have the white background, then I have the graph like something. I can turn it off. In the next video, I'm going to show you some other settings you need to do before we start learning AutoCAD basic. Thank you for listening.